What not to say when you get pulled over by a cop and how to act.
It seems kind of obvious, doesn't it?
Yeah, but have you seen these idiots? I mean, do you know who I am? I mean, hear shit like that. And every time you start screwing with a cop, guess what? You ain't gonna win.
Almost the first thing off in my mind when you start talking about this is the adrenaline that cops get when they pull people over or you get chased. Or you do something that's not conforming, their adrenaline goes to the roof.
Right.
You will not win when they are hyped up and ready to go and they got a gun and you don't. Or maybe you do, but I don't. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I do. It's pretty easy. You got to respect these cats.
You do. Bottom line. Good point.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, they're risking their lives to protect us, right?
And for the next 10, 15, 20 minutes, just shut the fuck up and do what they're asking you.
And keep your hands on the steering wheel. And guess what? Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Whether you're right, whether you're wrong, doesn't matter.
I don't get why people just get so aggravated with the cops. Usually the people that get aggravated are the ones that they're probably doing something wrong.
Yeah, or they've got some authority issue, pent up or something like that, which just does not bode well for them.
Oh, I hate when I see like a city council member or, a judge or somebody gets pulled over or another cop and they get this attitude. Oh, I saw one where this cop was in a cop car flying through a city, a sheriff was, and he got pulled over by the local cops.
I saw that.
Yeah, because the guy goes, where are you going? He goes, well, I'm late to work. He goes, well, you don't be doing 75 in the 30-mile-an-hour zone in a school zone.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah, exactly.
It might have been that one. It might have been a different one. It was like this female cop, right? She was young. She was a really early in her career, it looked like. And she pulled over like a big superior, and he just berated her and gave her all of, reasons that he needs to be the big boss man. She busted him. She put him in cuffs and threw him in the back of the car. I loved it.
I love the ones that hit and run, and then they're like, whoa, I don't know what happened. It wasn't me.
Yeah, I think there's also, you have to be careful of the leading questions that an officer might ask you when you get pulled over. What's the number one they ask you? Do you know why I pulled you over? There's a lot of answers to that. A lot of bad answers to that.
It's only one answer. No, sir.
I don't.
Not at all.
I don't have any idea. I did, however, one time get pulled over coming out of the Orange County Fair. I was driving my wife's Jaguar XJ8.
Oh, special.
I had 4 people in the car.
Yeah.
I have an Orange County Fair. You're there for a good 5 hours. I guarantee you I had a soda pop or 2.
You had a couple hammer vodkas.
Might have had that. So he pulls me over, does the whole thing, and roll down the window. He's going to tappa. He's like, do you know why I pulled you over? I said, my left tail light bottom right side is out. It's on order. I'll get it fixed. He says, get out of here. I knew exactly why he pulled me over.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Because I knew it was out.
Right.
And it was on order.
Well, and you know what? There's a good policy. Be honest.
Oh,
shocker.
That for a change.
A shocker.
Do you know that? No, I didn't.
I got pulled over. I won't say what city, Newport Beach. But years ago, I was a block from my house, and I had been, a little bit of hammer vodka. And I was driving I had one of the original Hummers, right?
Oh, the one? H1?
Yeah, an H1.
Yeah.
And this thing was totally decked out. It was a cool truck. And I got pulled over in that city. Not one cop shows up. It's usually 2 or 3. They always back each other up. And now this is quite a while ago, guys, but I was super cool with the guy. He goes, where are you coming from? And I told him because I was been drinking it. Never tell him where you're coming from, by the way, but I told him where I was coming from. He goes, where are you going? I said, most likely with you.
There's a strong possibility.
And a lieutenant pulled up and he walked up and luckily enough, the guy knew who I was. And he goes, what's going on, Hammer? I said, just heading home. He goes, it pulled my truck off to the side. I'm blocking out 2 blocks from the house. And they just let me walk home. And it was because I was truthful and cool with them. They don't want to ruin your life if they don't have to.
If you're being honest,
and
if you're
cool.
being cooperating and being cool. It's like these guys are, they're start resisting or you tense up.
Right.
That instantly gets the cops, their spider senses just start going. They're going to fight you. You got just, cooperate. In the old days, remember, you and I could talk about the old days, back in Michigan where I'm from, you get pulled over on a regular basis because that's what we do as kids. I remember all the time the cops would take all the booze out of the car or whatever else you might have, would put it up on the roof. You know, all the passerbys can see it's up there. They dump it all out. They scold you and say, get out of here, go home, go straight home. They never really arrested you back then. They seemed more lax back then.
Dude, when I was a kid, shout out to Holly. I'll just leave it at that. We were making out and drinking beer in this park, and the cops roll up on us. You know, we were like, oh, man, all freaking out. And he goes, they called my parents, and my parents came and got us.
They used to do that. Yeah.
They didn't want to deal with those punk-ass kids.
No.
You know, because we're all doing it, right?
Yeah, and they would take your weed.
Yeah.
They'd go, oh, no, that's wrong. You know, and in the front
They
pocket.
go roll one at home.
He took my weed, you know. But you know what? You let them. You don't argue about it.
And guys, that whole thing about them having quotas, you know, especially in small towns, that's not what they want to do. They want to just keep their citizens safe, right? That's fair, you know, and do good things for you. They don't, I can't stand people like, you know, defund the cops, do this, the cops are bad. No, the criminals are bad, okay? Not the cops.
I've had a couple of, just like you talking about Hammer, I had a buddy of mine, we're not going to say the city, Costa Mesa. And, you know, we were coming, it was his birthday, right? And we kind of had finished our night. We kind of went home. Most of us did. We forgot it was our buddy's birthday. We call him, I said, what are you doing? Said, home watching TV. So went and got him, went down to 17th Street, proceeded to have several shots of Hammer vodka or whatever it might have been at the time. We do all that, right? And I'm in my big old S550, you know, it's like, you know, this should be pretty easy and safe. We just kind of roll in back streets. And by the way, before I continue, don't drink and drive. I know we're talking about, we've done it. Everybody's probably done it, but get rides, please. Get Ubers, you know, have a designated driver.
Do a Lyft, do an Uber.
Just make it happen. But anyway, the guy in the back seat was so jacked up. He just kept going, you're going to get pulled over. You're going to get pulled over. He's yelling at me as I'm trying to drive, right? I'm coming off of 17th Street, heading up Santa Ana or something like that. And he was bugging me so much. Everybody else in the car was like, would you please shut up? Just let Troy drive. And, you know, I'm this Jedi. You know, just kind of doing my thing. And finally, he makes me start thinking about it. So I start looking in my rearview mirror. And the lights go up. I'm like, how in the hell did he predict the fact that I was going to get pulled over? So I get pulled over. Santa Ana winds, fall, right? And I'm wearing shorts, flip-flops, whatever. Same thing. Hammer talked, right? Where are you going? What are you doing? I said, actually, I live 3 blocks this way. My buddies and I just went to the bar. We had a couple shots because it's his birthday, but that was over the last, 45 hour and a half, whatever it was. I couldn't have been more honest. License, I don't have my wallet with me. By the time I got done, I did all the tests, I did the whole thing, and then a rookie cop was in the car, and he comes out, and so they're both standing there giving me the drill. And by the end of it, I'm out there yucking with these guys because he was like, you know what? I told him exactly what I had for lunch, when I had it. I told him I had a beer during lunch. I mean, I was just like extremely honest with the guy.
Right.
I didn't say, I had 1 beer. Don't ever say I had 1 beer. It's just bullshit, right? And so the guys in the backseat are like, they're just waiting to go to jail. Everybody's just waiting to get hooked up. They're like, head home. The guy's like, you know what? I wear this belt with a gun and all this stuff on it as well. And I don't wear my wallet sometimes too. I understand where you're coming from. I was just honest with the guy. And I wasn't like, falling down.
The thing about being honest, though, things have changed a little bit because now the cops, the ethical code that they have now, that's like, if you say that, it could get you in trouble.
Well, I suppose true.
Yeah. True. But if you pass all the tests, then you're okay, right? You're fine.
And you do also have the right not to say a damn thing.
Yeah, and I think that's the best way, but be polite about it, Yeah. You can get out of it, guys. I know you ladies know how to get out of that stuff, but you guys can get out of it also if you're just honest about it. And the one thing I don't recommend is when you hand in the license, don't have $100 bill.
Said the 100 ain't gonna do it no more.
You need a briefcase full of those now.
And you see like the show Cops, which is one of the most popular shows on television. It's been going for 20 seasons or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And we love watching it because of those situations, right? And even if you roll down the windows and it's Cheech and Chong, if you're smart about it, you're honest about it and say, you know what, I'll walk, whatever it is, instead of like being defiant and struggling or just tell them to fuck off, whatever, don't do that.
I see these young kids do that all the time on the YouTube, they get pulled over by the cops. Why the fuck are you pulling me over? What are you doing?
Right. And they try to put, the Fifth Amendment or the First Amendment? What do they try to do? They won't even roll down their window to the cop.
All I got to say is apparently you didn't have good parents because they didn't teach you how to behave.
Yeah.
That's just, you need to be very respectful And it's going to go a lot easier for you, especially if you are guilty of whatever. It's going to go a lot better for you once you get in front of that judge and he goes, oh, okay, well, it's it all follows you.
I'll give you one last story of one of mine. It's like I might have the record. I got pulled over 3 times in one night.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. By the city cops, by the county, and by the state. I mean, who can say that? I had my 1965 356C Porsche. I was kind of putting it back together. It was kind of a build mode, right? Muffler might have been half off. So it was loud as could be. And of course, we'd been to the bar and it was like, brat, brat, going down the street at 2 in the morning. And, by the 3rd time, I just like hands it back. He's, would you get out of here? Would you go home? But, all of those times I wasn't belligerent. I was honest about what was going on.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
So guys, listen, what not to do, okay? The one thing you should do is drink Hammer vodka.
But next thing you should do is get a ride if you're going somewhere.
Always get a ride. And be respectful to everyone. Just show a lot of love, man. We'll catch you next time.